Hey guys, Ken Ott here, Chief Growth Rebel at Metacake. We're a band of e-commerce growth experts, and today we're here to talk about trust. Building trust is the hidden secret to boosting your conversion rate, creating raving fans, and having people try your brand for the first time. So we put together a list of the top ways to build massive trust through your e-commerce brand experience. Number 1, deliver on your product promise. It seems simple, but step number 1 is simply having a great product with a great brand promise and just delivering or over-delivering on that promise. If you're selling snake oil, stuffing things in fine print, and using misdirection to sell your product, you've got no shot at building any trust and no shot at building a successful brand. Number 2, look trustworthy. Have a current and well-executed design. You don't drink champagne out of an old PBR can. Now chill out, I'm not hating on PBR. When it comes to design, we're talking about the way that your brand is represented at all touch points. This is your packaging, your marketing, and your website design. But this is also how your customer feels when they interact with your website or your products. Is your site current and well designed? Or does it look like something Tom Hanks would have used on the movie You've Got Mail?
You've Got Mail.
Don't remember that movie? Well, you can look it up or you can IM me. My screen name is GrowthRebel33. Really, it is. Number 3, create a smooth customer experience. Building trust is partially built by not annoying your customers. Have a smooth, frictionless experience on your site. Don't be obnoxious with ads and over-deliver on customer service. Are you bombarding your visitors with retargeting ads? Are you running ads asking customers to buy who have already bought? Are you inundating your customers with promo and sales emails? How many clicks does it take for a customer to find what they're looking for? Are your products well organized? Is your site optimized for use on every device? You also need to include information on warranties, guarantees, and returns. These are all elements that customers count on to feel safe. Because when they hit that checkout button, they should be positive that their decision was the right one. Number 4, brand proof. Create and display your track record. Brand proof is not the same as social proof. Brand proof has to do with your story, your product, and what makes you the expert in your field. This applies to massive global brands and brands that are just starting. What's your story? Why did you create your product? What's your resume? What other brands used your product? Are there influencers that love your product? Are you in retail locations? Have there been independent studies and proof that your product actually delivers on its promise? These are some of the ways you can display your track record for your customers. It's essentially building trust off of the foundation of other trustworthy brands. But be careful here. You need to be really genuine. This is an area lots of brands have abused, and the result is people are turned off by all of it if it smells fishy. Keep in mind that this is also not about you. It's about your customer and what they want. So keep all that you say about yourself to a minimum. Number 5, social proof. What do others have to say about you? This is probably the most notable and most effective trust element. These are things like product reviews, testimonials, and anything written by independent third parties. These are the most effective because they're the most genuine, and they're the hardest to fix if you mess them up. First, make sure you're getting reviews. Have a reputable reviews platform on your website. Second, be really intentional about creating a great product, great customer experience, and being aware of customer feedback in order to improve your product. If you do this well, and you communicate and listen to customers in the public eye, then you will win in this area. We've all compared 2 different products, and rarely would we take the one with bad reviews. What others say about you is incredibly powerful, and it will only help you if you've set your brand up for success. So there you go, 5 key elements to building trust for your e-commerce brand. Almost every day I read about someone cracking the code as if it's some great mystery on how to market to millennials. So we're gonna debunk that today. But first, the bad news. If you came here looking for the silver bullet to get through to millennials, sorry, there isn't one. However, we are going to talk about the biggest things to keep in mind when marketing to millennials or any living human. First, Be authentic. Authenticity has become a buzzword over the last several years, and many people have grown up during a time when mass-produced furniture, food, and entertainment was at its height. As a result, people don't buy into standard messages from brands anymore. It needs to ring true and be authentic. Make sure your business lives out what it promises. Don't hide things in terms and conditions and try sleazy marketing tricks. The days of stuffing disclaimers in fine print and winning are over. Second, be consistent. Define your target audience, your brand voice, and the messages you push out, and then stay consistent. One of our basic human needs is certainty, and this becomes more true as your customers get even younger. Create certainty with your message, your mission, and your product, and you will be on the road to winning. Third, focus on having great quality. All truly great companies focus on this, creating amazing, high-quality products that exceed their promises. This doesn't just mean producing a product that will last a long time. It means making it in a way that takes the rest of the people that we share the planet with into account. Now, I'm not saying you have to plant a tree for every shoe you sell or dig wells in Africa. Don't get me wrong, those are all great. But for most brands, focusing on making great products that exceed customers' expectations is how they will win. Fourth, tell your story. We've talked about this so much before, and for good reason. Your story, the reason why you exist, is the only way to connect emotionally with someone. As we know, people take action based on emotion, not just plain facts. The key is to make sure it's authentic. Now, for most brands, this should be no problem. But if you haven't taken the time to really dig into the soul of your company, now is the time to do that. This applies to new brands as well as brands that have been around for hundreds of years. If people believe in your vision and your mission, they'll be much more likely to support your brand with their purchases. And last, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Listen, we all have that weird uncle who went through a midlife crisis and now he shows up to family reunions in skinny jeans, a deep VT, and unfortunately, he has the body type round. As a brand, don't be the weird uncle. It just doesn't work. There's a fine line between being clever and being really weird on social media. Number one, make sure you're on social channels that your audience is actually on. Number two, for the channels you are on, have people who are relevant to your audience managing them. Number three, focus on user-generated content. Tell your customer's story more than your own. It's way more authentic, and guess what? It's way more convincing than you could ever be. So there you go. The top things to keep in mind when marketing to millennials or any human being. Be authentic, be consistent, create quality, tell your story, and don't be weird. To dig more into this and other e-commerce growth topics, go visit Metacake.com. As always, like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks, and never stop growing. We've talked about this so much before, and for good reason. Your story, the reason why you exist,